Immersive sims aren't about ticking boxes or sprinting from one objective to the next. They are about curiosity. That moment where you stop and think, wait, what if I tried this? And the game actually lets you do it. These games don't fit neatly into one genre. They drop you into living, breathing systems where everything connects. Where a simple problem can have a dozen widely different solutions. Locked door? Sure, you could find a key. Or shoot the lock. Or climb in through a window. Or possess a rat and slip through the gap. That's the magic. It's not about bigger maps or more cutscenes, it's about freedom. Real freedom. The kind where the game gives you a problem and then steps back, trusting you to figure it out, no matter how messy, creative, or completely unhinged your solution might be. The games we're talking about today aren't just immersive sims. They are the blueprint for what player freedom should feel like. Number 7. Arcs Fatalis. Sometimes the best spell is just drawing a rune in the air. Arcs Fatalis is what happens when a studio sets out to remake Ultima Underworld, and then goes completely off the rails, in the best way possible. This was Arcane Studios' first game. And yeah, it's rough around the edges, but the ambition here is kind of insane, especially for the original Xbox era. You're not just exploring a dungeon. You're dropped into an underground world that actually feels alive. NPCs follow their own schedules. Factions react to what you do. Food doesn't just sit in your inventory forever, it rots. And the magic system? It doesn't rely on menus or hotkeys. You have to learn spells. Memorize them. Then physically draw the gestures in real time, even in the middle of a fight. There are no classes. No quest markers. No hand-holding. You can poison food and wait for someone to eat it. Sneak your way through goblin territory without being seen, or just kick the door in and deal with the consequences later. The entire game takes place in one massive, seamless dungeon, packed with secrets that reward curiosity and clever thinking, not just bigger numbers. Has it aged perfectly? Not really. But Arcs Fatalis isn't important because it's polished, it's important because of what it started. This is the blueprint that eventually led to games like Dishonored and Prey. And for that alone, it still deserves a lot more credit than it gets. Number 6. Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. Big boss, big sandbox, bigger bag of tricks. Few games trust you the way Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain does. This is a stealth game where knocking on a wall can be just as effective as calling in an airstrike. Seriously. Every mission drops you into these huge, open environments that adapt to how you play. Go for headshots too often? Enemies start wearing helmets. Prefer attacking at night? They'll show up with night vision. Try to go in loud without a plan? You're getting swarmed, fast. The game is constantly watching and responding. And then there's your toolkit. You've got the buddy system. Fully customizable loadouts. Dynamic weather. And of course, Fulton balloons, which let you casually steal tanks, soldiers, and anything else not nailed down, sometimes in the middle of a firefight. It turns improvisation into an art form. What makes it even more impressive is where it came from. This is a franchise built on tight, linear storytelling, guided experiences shaped by Hideo Kojima himself. And yet here? He hands you a giant sandbox and just says, go. The result is unpredictable, chaotic, sometimes ridiculous. And every now and then, absolutely brilliant. Number 5. System Shock. Where there's one wrench, there's always a way. Back in 1994, System Shock didn't just push boundaries. It quietly built the foundation for an entire genre. This is the game that let every immersive sim that came after it run wild, while hiding in vents and hacking turrets. You wake up on Citadel Station with basically nothing. A pipe in your hand, no clear direction, and a whole lot of bad decisions waiting to happen. There are no cutscenes guiding you. No quest markers pointing the way. Barely any tutorials at all. You learn by doing, or you learn by failing. And watching you the entire time is Shogun, one of the most iconic villains in gaming history. What made System Shock so different wasn't just its setting, it was its philosophy. The game refuses to break immersion. Ever. Even when that makes things confusing, even when it makes things hard. But in return, it gives you something special. A world built from systems. First-person exploration, hacking, audio logs, environmental storytelling, light RPG mechanics, all woven together in a way no one had really done before. It's brutal. It's dense. And for its time, it was way ahead of the curve. Even the System Shock remake understood that. It kept the non-linear design, the physics-driven interactions, and that constant, creeping sense of dread. System Shock isn't just influential, it's a cornerstone. And every wrench-swinging, system-breaking protagonist since, they owe this game a nod. Number 4. Prey. On Talos 1, even the coffee cups can kill you. What makes Prey special isn't just the combat, and it's not even the story. It's the station. Talos Eye isn't just a setting, it's a tightly wound, reactive playground where everything feels deliberate. Every room has a purpose. Every corner hides something. Locked doors, safes tucked behind paintings, ventilation shafts that quietly lead to entirely new areas if you're curious enough to crawl inside. Progression isn't about finding the right keycard. It's about thinking your way forward. Want to reach a balcony without the jump upgrade? Stack foam blocks and climb. Out of ammo? Turn yourself into a coffee cup and roll right past the enemy. No, really. Every ability has multiple uses. Every system can be bent, broken, or exploited if you're clever enough. Vending machines, turrets, security systems, it's all fair game. And when things go wrong, and they will, Prey doesn't punish you for failing. It makes failure interesting. Running out of resources doesn't mean you're stuck. It just means it's time to get creative. This is easily one of Arcane Studios' most mechanically dense games. And maybe the purest immersive sim of the modern era.
Make sure if you're enjoying our list to hit that like button and of course subscribe for future content.
Number 3. Dishonored 2. Every kill is optional, every consequence is permanent. Dishonored 2 didn't just build on the first game. It evolved it. Everything is bigger, deeper, more experimental. Whether you play as Corvo Attano or Emily Caldwin, you're given entirely new powers, new movement options, and the freedom to approach situations in ways that feel almost limitless. And then there are the levels. The Clockwork Mansion. A crack in the slab. These aren't just missions, they are masterclasses. The kind of design that level designers still study, because they are basically intricate puzzles disguised as real places. But what really makes Dishonored 2 stand out is how it reacts to you. Your choices shape everything. Play violently, and the world decays, NPCs grow hostile, the environment darkens, and Karnaca starts to rot. Play quietly, leave no trace, and the city feels alive, hopeful, almost breathing. It's not just a morality system. It's a feedback loop. And the tools you're given? They're absurd in the best way. Chain blink across rooftops like a ghost. Possess a rat and slip through impossible spaces. Stop time and walk enemies straight into their own bullets. Every choice has consequences. But more importantly, every choice feels like it's actually yours. Number 2. The Elder Scrolls V: Skyrim. The game that let everyone be the main character. There's a reason The Elder Scrolls V: Skyrim is still being played, and modded, over a decade later. And somehow keeps showing up on more platforms than Doom. Because from the very beginning, Skyrim asks you one simple question. What do you want to do? Join the Dark Brotherhood? Go for it. Ignore the main quest entirely and just hunt deer in the woods. That works too. Punch a dragon to death wearing nothing but iron gauntlets while yelling at it in Dragonborn. Yeah, the game's totally fine with that. Skyrim doesn't just give you choices in dialogue or exploration, it builds entire systems around player freedom. Alchemy feeds into enchanting. Stealth blends into combat. Smithing, shouts, magic, it all connects, letting you create widely different characters without ever feeling boxed in. And sure, it's not a pure immersive sim in the traditional sense. But its systems-driven design, flexible quests, and physics-based interactions absolutely earn it a place in the conversation. Because if freedom is measured by how long you can wander without a plan, Skyrim might still be the gold standard. Number 1. Deus Ex. Augment first, ask questions later. Deus Ex didn't invent immersive sims, but it perfected the formula and made it look cool doing it. This is the game that taught an entire genre how to wear sunglasses at night while casually talking about conspiracy theories. You're dropped into a cyberpunk world full of locked doors, corrupt governments, and shadowy organizations, and then the game just steps back. Stealth? Works. Hacking? Works. Talking your way through a situation? Also works. Or you can just kick the door in and deal with the fallout. What matters isn't the right choice. It's your choice. Every level is its own tightly designed sandbox, systems layered on top of systems. You can blast through a wall, sneak through a hidden tunnel, hack a terminal, or bribe someone for the password. Even conversations are part of the gameplay. Stats, tone, timing, they all shape how things play out. And somehow, all of this feeds into a larger story that never feels forced, never feels like it's dragging you along a fixed path. Deus Ex doesn't just give you freedom. It gives you a world that respects your intelligence, and a toolkit that rewards your curiosity. There's a reason people still point back to it. This isn't just a classic. It's the blueprint.
Okay, so that's it for today. So if you enjoyed it, punch the like button, comment down below, subscribe to the news channel for my Twitter and Instagram links down below. As always, of course, I'll put my 2 buddies first in the description for YouTube needs, tag titles, thumbnails, all that good stuff. So that's something you need help with, especially like I did. First in the description, download it today. Trust me, you'll wonder how you ever got on without it. And of course, our partner channels, and they hit down below, hit that join button to support myself and the channel, and of course get a huge range of benefits. Be greatly appreciated, but of course, you never have to. But if you don't, you have to subscribe and watch the next video, or something might follow you home. You never know, stuff happens. Okay, thank you very much. I'll see you all again very soon.